I mean, I tried working abattoirs, various factory buildings. I couldn't hold the job down. I got bored, you know. It's not fast enough for me. I'm one of the proudest things I have in my heart is the fact that Black Sabbath wasn't a band that was created by some big boss mogul guy. That with 4 guys and said, let's have a go, we have a dream, and it came true beyond our wildest expectations.
Do you feel immortal?
No. I feel lucky to be alive, I'm not immortal, but, because I've done some pretty damn crazy stuff in my life. If people recognise me, I'll get very humble. But at the same time, if they don't recognise me, I get kind of upset, you know. I mean, I can remember playing the Crown pub in Birmingham at Henry's Blues, and I'm thinking, well, this is good for a couple of years. Drink a few beers and have a jam. We get to Europe, and that was the beginning of the most incredible adventure I could ever think of.
Ozzy Osbourne, the end of Black Sabbath. Why?
Oh, well, you know, it's run its course, really. I mean, I spend most of my time in America now, and Tony, it just felt right, you know. I mean, it just felt right.
Who's suggested it first?
You know what? I don't even know. I can't remember. But it's really good to be finishing the very last show in Birmingham where we first started, 49 years ago. That's amazing. So somebody said, well, what do you feel like now? And knowing that the gig after tonight is the end. It's kind of been put in a barrel and rolled down the biggest mountain in the ever, and you can't, and you're like 49 years later. But I can't believe it myself half the time. When I stop and think, wow, you know, it's mind-blowing. I mean, when we did the first Black Sabbath album, I can remember thinking, it'll be all right for a couple of years. Not for, I mean, it's been a blessing. I had the best life out of it. And when I started, I came from a very low-end side of the town. So to do what I've done and to meet as many, I'll tell you a story. When I was about 7, it was Christmas Eve, and my dad said, "You can stay up tonight because I want to show you the most beautiful woman in the world on the TV." And I felt blessed, you know, that my dad let me stay up. And it was Elizabeth Taylor. Now cut to 2003. We had the Osbourne thing on, and I'm in my house with Elizabeth Taylor. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I flashed back to my father, because when he showed me this woman, I remember thinking, I've seen the most. Because my dad let me, you know. I thought she was the best. And it was really an interesting thing that happened when I met her.
This is a time when you can look back at what Black Sabbath have achieved. What would you say they've achieved?
Well, it's very difficult for me to answer that question because I'm in it, you know. When people come up to me and say, we're not worthy and all this, it's kind of like, why are you being that way? I mean, to be honest with you, if people recognise me, I'll get very humble. But at the same time, if they don't recognise me, I get kind of upset, you know.
Yeah, it's Black Sabbath are credited with creating heavy metal. When did you realise you'd invented it? Well,
when we did the Ozfest, bands would come up to me and say, man, it was, you know, you were really the inspiration for us to start a band. And for the longest time I thought, why do they keep saying this? You know, as I said earlier on, when you're in the eye of a storm, you don't realise it's as bad as or as good or as bad as it is. And so, looking inside out, all I was trying to do was survive through you know, when I say survive, musically, we've had everybody opening up for us over the years, and they've all gone up the ladder and come down. We're still coasting on. But I mean, it's all down to the audience. If the audience ain't there, you ain't got a gig. You know, it's like, it's just like, it's been remarkable. It's been absolutely remarkable. I mean, it's had its good times and its bad times, but through it all, the music, I mean Tony Iommi's a great guitar player, Geezer Butler's a great bass player, And Bill was a great drummer. Unfortunately, he didn't make it with us. But I mean, I can remember playing the Crown pub in Birmingham at Henry's Blues, and I'm thinking, well, this is good for a couple of years. Drink a few beers and have a jam. We get to Europe, and that was the beginning of the most incredible adventure I could ever think of. I've met some amazing people. I've experienced so much good, bad, and I mean, it's just been phenomenal. And I'm a Brummie, you know. I mean, people get, you know, Liverpool created the Beatles and all them, the Liverpool sound. But Birmingham has had just as many big bands and groups and music as any of these other towns. I mean, great.
Why is that? Why?
I don't know. I mean, I'm one of these guys that go, that plus that, oh my God, and I thought, I don't want to know. It's just that it is, and I'm one of the proudest things I have in my heart is the fact that Black Sabbath wasn't a band that was created by some big boss mogul guy, that with 4 guys and so on, let's have a go, we have a dream, and it came true beyond our wildest expectations.
By 1985, 1 in every 5 albums sold in the United States was heavy metal.
Yeah.
That is a heck of a legacy for 4 guys from Birmingham.
But you don't realise, I mean, I met Paul McCartney and he said to me, you know, we just used to sign things, we didn't know what we were signing. I really hope he wins his case to get his publishing back. But it's just been an incredible, you couldn't write the story. People wouldn't believe it, you know. I mean, I branched out, did my own thing, and it's like putting an old jacket on. It fits. When I'm with these guys on stage, it just fits.
What did Black Sabbath save you from? Because you had some very dodgy jobs. I believe you were actually a horn tester in a car factory?
My mother got me that job because I could never hold a job down. I was born to do this thing, I think. There's nobody else in my family or relations or any TV show. But it's just, as I said before, I mean, I tried working in abattoirs, various factory buildings. I could never hold a job down because I got bored, you know. It's not fast enough for me.
And the horn testing, that has got to be
Well, I could say that was my first musical job. It was, I mean, what did that? I asked this guy, how long have you been doing it? He says, 35 years, and I'll get my gold watch at the end of this year. Oh, not for me. I've gone. But I had 2 choices, either be a bad criminal, or a stupid criminal, or an entertainer. And so when I didn't pay a bunch of fines, my father let me go in to Winston Green for a few days, and I worked because I didn't want to go back there again.
Gosh. And now here we are.
Yeah.
The final ever Black Sabbath show is upon us. How emotional are you feeling?
You know what? Since I've got to this building today, I've been happy, I've been tearful, and I never thought I would, but I thought, people would go, how do you think you feel, Ozzy, on the last note of the last gig you're ever going to do together? It's really, it's emotion. My emotions are flying all over the place. Let's see what happens. But it's, you know, it's great to be doing this in Birmingham at the end of it. Because if it wasn't for Birmingham, I wouldn't have been here anyway. Birmingham made me.
Do you think you'll make a speech during the last?
I'll try. I don't know. Nothing's rehearsed. I've got to say something, but I'm no good at speeches. But I'll say something. I mean, I'm the spokesman for the band. I don't know. I know Tony battled on this tour before we did the 13 album, lymphoma, and he got over that. I mean, it's just a whirlwind of emotions that are going on now. I hope it's okay.
Do you feel immortal?
No. I feel lucky to be alive. I'm not immortal, but, because I've done some pretty damn crazy stuff in my life, you know, which I don't drink anymore, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, don't do drugs at all. And that's been like 5 years now. She's great. From Ozzy Osbourne to not have a beer.
How are you feeling?
Pardon?
How are you feeling?
Great. I mean, I was stoned or something every day for a long time on beer or booze. Or I don't want to do that anymore.
So when the Prince of Darkness is up on that stage,
It's just the Prince of Darkness and God.
singing Paranoid for the last time,
No,
do you think there'll be a tear?
I don't know. Could be, I don't know. Don't know.
Do you promise us you're not going to get back together for the 50th anniversary? This
No,
is it.
This is definitely it. I mean, I tried retiring for my solo thing at one time, and then what I've learned, you have to have something that you want to retire to. I'm not stopping. I'm going to carry on with my own thing. But after a while, I go, no, what? It's not a job. It's a passion. What we do. I mean, people work to come and see a band, and that's what I'm. It's not a job. You don't make up at 5 o'clock in the morning, standing waiting for a cab. It's just a blessing. I'm the luckiest man alive.
So if you were to sum up your time in Black Sabbath, 49 years.
Well, I wasn't with Black Sabbath for 49 years. I was with them for about 15 or something. But Black Sabbath created me, and I created. We were when you think what 4 people together have come, it's pretty good. I look back and I go. I mean, my wife and I are celebrating 35 years of marriage, and I said to her the other day, "This year will be 35 years." I'm going, how have we got? What happened to the time? It's crazy. Time flies. As I'm getting older, it gets faster and faster.
I love the fact you just summed up Black Sabbath as pretty good.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning how you like it when people recognise you. Reality TV brought you to a whole new generation.
I didn't like it because it got too crazy. I remember stopping at a McDonald's with the kids one day, and it would turn into like this lunatic asylum. But there's a level of fame that you cannot sustain. That level of fame. It's like people start chipping at you, you know. And people with that reality thing. People would come at me and give me advice how to take care of my dogs, you know, and start yelling at me. You know. It's weird. You become a prisoner of your own success. But it's all part of the trip.
Well, Ozzy Osbourne, you have reached the end of your final ever TV interview as a member of Black Sabbath.
All right. God bless you.
How does it feel?
Great.